And a Maybach.
Get my MacBook. Now the Maybach get some flowers. What?
The internet thought it was about to get a cute little unboxing moment. You know the type Chrisean opens a box, screams for a MacBook, posts a selfie, and everybody pretends it's wholesome. But nope, this wasn't a laptop story. This was a luxury ambush. Because while she was expecting a MacBook like a normal person, her trophy Bino pulled up like a movie villain with a soft spot. And not in a nice car way. In a Maybach way, yeah, a Maybach. The kind of car that makes your bank app faint. The second that clip hit social media, the internet lost its mind like Zeus network just dropped an unscripted reunion fight. People weren't even watching the surprise anymore, they were watching Chrisean's face like it was evidence in a courtroom. Her expression went from awe to wait. Hold up to, is this real life? In 2 seconds flat. And you already know the comment section started cooking immediately. Half the internet screamed, that's love. And the other half screamed, that's clout. Because in 2026, nobody believes anything is just sweet anymore. Then came the investigation phase, aka the internet's favorite sport. Folks started calculating the price, the model, the year, the situation, the vibes, the body language. Everything. They zoomed in on the keys, the background, the smiles, the pause before she reacted. Like it was a Marvel post-credit scene. Memes popped off instantly. MacBook, nah. Maybach, reaction channels went into overtime, acting like they just witnessed history. And suddenly everybody had the same question. Why this big? Why now? Because here's the part that makes it feel messy. Chrisean's life never does simple surprises. Every gift turns into a headline, every headline turns into theories, and every theory turns into a war in the comments. Some fans said Bino was trying to secure a spot in her story like a WWE surprise entrant. Others whispered it felt like a flex aimed at somebody else, like the Maybach was speaking more than words ever could. And right when people thought it couldn't get crazier, a new rumor started spreading about what happened right after the Maybach pulled up. And if that rumor is true, this surprise might be the beginning of a whole new internet meltdown. But who was it really meant for? Chrisean's world has never been the type to run on calm energy. Even on her quiet days, something always turns into a headline, a live stream, or a trend that drags everybody into the chaos. So when people saw her talking about expecting a MacBook, they thought, okay, normal gift, normal moment. Cute content, because a MacBook makes sense work. Editing, music, business, whatever excuse influencers use when they want a shiny toy. But the internet forgot one thing. Chrisean's life doesn't come with receipts. It comes with plot twists. And her trophy Bino apparently decided he wasn't showing up with a box. He was showing up with a whole flex. Let's back up, because the build-up to this surprise didn't just drop out of the sky. For a minute now, people have been watching Chrisean like he's the main character of a never-ending reality show. Every post gets dissected, every caption turns into a theory, and every person around her gets labeled as either real or using her. So when her trophy Bino started being seen around her more, the internet instantly went into matchmaking mode. You already know how they do. One smile equals they dating. One photo equals that's her man. One comment equals they married. And by the time she casually mentioned the MacBook, fans were already expecting some kind of moment to come out of it. The MacBook expectation itself became a little mini storyline. People were like, okay, she's leveling up. She's focusing. She's building. Love that for her. Others were clowning her like, girl, you can buy your own MacBook. Stop playing. But that's how social media is, support and shade in the same breath, like a two-headed snake wearing lash. And Chrisean, being Chrisean, didn't even try to calm it down. She let people talk, because attention is basically oxygen in influencer land. Then her trophy Bino steps into the picture with this watch what I do energy. Now, I'm not saying the man planned a full Hollywood moment, but he definitely didn't plan something small. Because when you pull up with a Maybach, you're not gifting, you're making a statement. That's not here's something you wanted. That's I want the whole internet to watch this. A Maybach is a rolling billboard that screams, "I'm him," even if you're not him yet. So when he arrived, the vibe instantly switched from cute surprise to wait. What are we watching right now? Chrisean's reaction is what made it go nuclear. She didn't scream like a person who expected it. She froze like someone who just got hit with a plot twist they weren't emotionally prepared for. Her eyes did that little no-way blink, like her brain was buffering in 4K. And the internet loves that kind of reaction because it feels real even when it's surrounded by clout. The clip spread fast, and the comments started moving like a school of piranhas smelling blood. Within minutes, people weren't just reacting, they were investigating. How much is that Maybach? Is it new? Is it rented? Whose name is it in? Somebody zoomed in so hard they probably saw the reflection of the cameraman's childhood trauma in the paint. Twitter's sorry, X turned into CSI, Celebrity Unit, TikTok turned it into a sound trend. Because of course they did. And YouTube drama channels smelled it like fresh meat. Already filming this changes everything, thumbnails with shocked faces. And here's where the scandal energy starts creeping in. Because on one side, you had fans calling it the sweetest thing ever. They were like, finally somebody treating her right. She deserves luxury. That's a real man. All that fairy tale talk. But on the other side, people were side-eyeing the whole thing like it came with hidden terms and conditions. Because when someone drops a Maybach-level surprise, it raises one big question. What do they want in return? And that's not hate. That's just how the internet has been trained to think. Then the contradictions started popping up because social media can't resist a messy timeline. Some people said Chrisean was acting too shocked, like she didn't know anything about it. Others claimed the surprise was planned and the MacBook top was just bait to make the Maybach look bigger. And honestly, that's not even far-fetched in influencer world, because these people will fake a breakup for engagement. So imagine how fast they'll fake a small gift expectation for a viral moment. The internet was arguing like it was a courtroom and everybody had a law degree from TikTok University. And then came the memes, because memes are how people process chaos without crying. MacBook? Nah, Maybach book. Bro said laptop and delivered life upgrade. Somebody posted when you ask for Wi-Fi and he gives you a whole network. And the funniest part? The memes weren't even about the car. They were about the idea that Chrisean's life is so dramatic that even her gifts come with a Netflix soundtrack. It became a cultural moment for 24 hours straight, like the internet's attention span decided to camp there for the night. But behind the jokes, the tension kept rising. Because every time Chrisean goes viral, something else always follows. A rumor, a leak, a shady comment, an unexpected person jumping in to tell the truth. And with a trophy Bino now tied to this Maybach moment, people started digging into him too. Old clips resurfaced. Old posts got reposted. And suddenly folks were acting like they've been watching him for a while. You know how that goes, nobody knows you until you trend. Then everybody becomes your biographer. And right when it looked like the story was simply big surprise, big reaction, another layer got added. A whisper started floating around that the Maybach wasn't just a gift. It was a message. Some people claimed it was aimed at someone from her past, like a loud "I got her now" type of flex. Others said the timing was too perfect, like it was meant to distract from something else brewing behind the scenes. And once the internet smells distraction, they go feral, because they love thinking they cracked the code. Suddenly, the Maybach wasn't a car anymore, it was a chess move. By the end of the day, the entire situation had turned into a full episode. Not just a clip-in episode with characters, motives, fan teams, villains, and 1,000 conflicting theories. And Chrisean didn't even have to say much, because the internet was already writing the script for her. But the wild part is, this story was only warming up. Because once the initial shock wore off, people started asking the question that changes everything. If a trophy Bino can pull up with a Maybach, what happens when the next twist hits and the internet finds out what was happening off camera? Because a Maybach surprise isn't just a gift, it's a headline generator with a built-in alarm system. And once the shock faded, people started doing what they always do with Chrisean stories, turning it into factions. Team He's spoiling her versus Team This is a setup started beefing like it was a Zeus reunion, and the security guards called out sick. Every comment section turned into a battlefield, and every platform had its own version of the same question. Was this love? Or was this the loudest flex in celebrity internet history? TikTok hit first because TikTok loves chaos like it pays rent. They turned the clip into trending sounds, slowed down her reaction, and added captions like when he upgrades you from Apple Store to billionaire status. But then the darker edits started popping up, with dramatic music and zoom-ins like a true crime documentary. People were narrating the moment like, notice how she hesitated. Notice how he's smiling. Notice how the camera was already positioned. It became a full-blown body language expert convention. Except the experts were 17-year-olds with ring lights. And somehow, they all had the same conclusion. Something about this felt bigger than just a present. Then Twitter, X did what it does best, turn everything into jokes and war at the same time. One tweet said she asked for a MacBook and he delivered a whole mortgage. And it got 60K likes in 5 minutes. Another tweet said, if a man gifts a Maybach, run, he's about to request your soul in installments. You had people laughing. But you also had people bringing up patterns, history, warning signs, and love bombing, because the internet is allergic to peace. If something looks sweet, they'll dig until they find something bitter. And Chrisean being Chrisean, her name alone makes people assume there's always a storm coming. Then the celebrity reaction wave started, and that's when the story got loud. Little shady comments started popping up from random influencers like, must be nice, or hope it's paid in full, with the side-eye emoji. You know how celebrities don't say names, but somehow everybody knows who they're talking about. One person posted, don't let the car distract you from the character. And the internet screamed, oh, that's about Chrisean. Then somebody else posted a meme of Thanos holding car keys like, fine, I'll do it myself. And fans said it was a blue-faced jab. It was turning into Marvel, Civil War, except the superheroes were messy and the only power was clout. The contradictions exploded the second people started asking, okay, where did the Maybach come from? Some fans swore it was brand new, like he really bought that. Others claimed it looked like a lease, a rental, or one of those borrowed for the day influencer moments. And then the conspiracy people arrived, the ones who think every celebrity moment is staged like WWE. They started saying the MacBook talk was a setup line, like a script to make the Maybach reveal feel bigger. Because if you say you expected a laptop, and then you get a Maybach, the contrast is so wild it guarantees viral clips. And viral clips to influencers are basically currency. Now here's where it got even messier. Fans started dragging in the Zeus backstage fight energy. Because Chrisean's world is already associated with chaos, drama, and the kind of relationships that come with sirens. So people started comparing this Maybach moment to a Zeus episode where the gift is sweet in episode 2 and toxic in episode 7. They were like, this is giving he bought you a car then asked you to fight your best friend at the reunion. And honestly, the jokes were brutal, but the point was clear. The internet doesn't trust grand gestures anymore. A Maybach surprise used to mean fairy tale. Now it means what's the catch? Then the memes evolved into full-blown cultural commentary. Somebody made a fake Apple ad introducing the Maybach Book Pro. Another meme said, when you order a MacBook on Temu and receive a Maybach by accident, people were photoshopping Chrisean holding a tiny laptop next to a giant luxury car like it was a before and after glow-up. But in the middle of all the jokes, the internet started asking the real messy questions. Why was Bino doing this so publicly? Why was it filmed so perfectly? Why did it feel like a message aimed at somebody else? And once you ask those questions, the storyline stops being cute and starts being suspicious. Then came the fan outrage wave, because outrage is basically a daily vitamin online. Some fans said, this is too much. He's trying to control her. Others said, let her enjoy something nice. Y'all miserable. The argument got so heated that people started exposing their own trauma in the replies like it was group therapy. It wasn't even about Chrisean anymore, it became about what people believe a real relationship looks like. Half the timeline was screaming that's love, and the other half was screaming that's manipulation. And both sides thought they were the heroes in the story. Meanwhile, the drama channels were feasting like it was Thanksgiving. You had thumbnails popping up with huge text like Maybach shocker and Chrisean set up, with red arrows pointing at nothing. You had people stitching the clip with their own commentary like, now why would he do that? Unless, and the wild analogies started flying. This is like the Kardashians, where every gift is also a storyline. This is like WWE, where the entrance matters more than the match. This is like Marvel, where the post-credit scene is always the real plot. And guess what? Everybody started waiting for the post-credit scene, because in Chrisean's world, the moment never ends where the clip ends. And right as the internet was drowning in memes, theories, and hot takes, one rumor started spreading that made everything darker. People claimed something happened off-camera right after the Maybach reveal, an argument, a phone call, a tension shift, a sudden mood change. Some said a certain person from her past found out and started moving weird. Others said the Maybach wasn't even the main story. It was the distraction from something about to leak. And when that rumor hit, the energy changed immediately, because now it wasn't wow, Maybach, it was oh. What are we about to find out next? And the internet, like always, started circling like sharks. Clips got replayed again. Captions got analyzed. Comments got screenshotted. Everyone was waiting for the next piece of the puzzle to drop, like it was the finale of a messy reality season. And right when people thought the story couldn't get louder, a new twist surfaced that made the whole Maybach surprise look like the calm before the storm. The crazy part about viral moments is they never stay in the wow stage for long. They either turn into a fairy tale, or they turn into a cautionary tale with receipts and a dramatic soundtrack. And with Chrisean, the internet already had its popcorn out because they've seen this movie before. So once the Maybach hype peaked, the timeline instantly flipped into aftermath mode like, okay, what's the hidden price tag? Because online, nothing is ever just a gift. It's a message, a move, a flex, or a setup for the next episode. And this time, the fallout came fast, messy, and loud, exactly how the internet likes it. First, the mood around Chrisean started shifting in real time. People noticed her energy looked different after the initial shock wore off, like she went from excited to cautious. Not because she didn't like the surprise, but because reality hits when the cameras stop rolling. The comments turned into, she looks overwhelmed, she looks scared, she looks like she's thinking about something else. And whether that was true or not didn't even matter, because perception is everything online. Once the audience decides your face tells a story, they start writing chapters you never agreed to. Then the relationship talk got uglier, because that's the internet's favorite weapon. Suddenly everybody was acting like a licensed therapist, diagnosing a whole situation from a 30-second clip. One side screamed, "This is love bombing," and the other side screamed, "Y'all hate to see a woman get spoiled." People started comparing Chrisean to the Kardashians like. They turn gifts into PR moments too, except Chrisean's version comes with chaos. Others compared her trophy Bino to a WWE superstar making a surprise entrance with fireworks, because the drama was bigger than the gift. And the more the arguments grew, the more Bino's name stayed trending. That's when people started saying the quiet part out loud. The Maybach wasn't just for her. It was for the internet to. Next came the reputations part. Because viral gifts don't just upgrade lifestyles, they upgrade scrutiny. People started digging into a trophy Bino's past like they were trying to unlock a secret character in a video game. Old clips got posted, old comments got resurfaced, and random accounts started saying, "I've been told y'all about him. You know how it goes, nobody cares until you trend." Then everybody suddenly has a personal story. Some accounts claimed the Maybach was a stunt, others claimed it was real, and a few claimed it wasn't even his. And every claim came with allegedly, because that word is basically a shield for messy people. Meanwhile, Chrisean's name started getting pulled into unrelated drama too, because viral attention spreads like wildfire. People brought up her past situations, her old beefs, her headline history, and tried to connect it all to this moment. It was like the internet opened a dusty folder labeled Chrisean lore and dumped it on the timeline. Some fans said this was her new era, like she's moving into a luxury chapter with a fresh start. Others said, "New era, please. This is just season 9, episode 1. And the truth is, the internet never lets someone reinvent themselves quietly. If you change, they accuse you of faking. If you stay the same, they accuse you of being hopeless. Then the alliances started shifting. And that's when the real season finale energy kicked in. People who used to support her started questioning motives. People who used to clown her started acting protective like, "Don't play with her feelings." And random influencers jumped in with their hot takes because clout is contagious. You had folks posting vague captions like y'all don't know what's really happening behind the scenes, and everyone screamed, "Drop the tea." Because the internet doesn't want peace, they want tea. Spilled with timestamps in HD, and the more people demanded answers, the more the story started feeling like something bigger was lurking. Now here's where the unexpected revelations energy really hit. A rumor started making rounds that the Maybach surprise wasn't the end of the story, it was the cover photo. People claimed there was a tense moment after filming, like an argument, a mood change, a sudden awkward silence. Some said a call came in that switched Chrisean's expression completely. Others said someone from her past saw the clip and started moving petty, like, "Oh, so we doing this now?" And the internet ate that rumor up like it was a leaked reunion trailer. Because if there's one thing that fuels drama, it's the idea that the real fight happened off camera. Then came the public confusion stage, where people start arguing over what they even witnessed. Was it romance? Was it PR? Was it a flex? Was it a distraction from something else? Some fans demanded proof the Maybach was really hers, like they needed a title, insurance card, and VIN number posted on Instagram. Others said, "Why are y'all auditing a gift like y'all the IRS?" But that's the thing, social media is obsessed with catching people in a lie, even when there's no lie confirmed. And once that energy starts, it doesn't stop. It just escalates until someone cracks or someone exposes something. And then, the final twist hit, the kind that makes the whole situation feel like a cliffhanger. Because right when the timeline was split between cute surprise and possible stunt, Chrisean posted something that felt off. Not a full explanation, not a happy brag, but a vague little message that sounded like someone trying to calm a storm. Something like, "Don't believe everything you see," or "God knows the truth." That kind of cryptic influencer language. And the second she did that, the internet's alarm bells went off. Because why post cryptic energy after a luxury gift unless there's a problem behind the scenes? That's when people started saying, "Oh, the Maybach wasn't the twist. The twist is what's coming next." So now the story is sitting in that dangerous space where the internet is waiting. Waiting for a live stream. Waiting for a leak. Waiting for a response. Waiting for someone to spill. Because Chrisean's world doesn't close chapters, it ends episodes with cliffhangers. And if the Maybach moment was the big shock, then whatever happens next might be the part that changes everything. Because the real question isn't did he buy her a Maybach? The real question is, what did that Maybach wake up that was supposed to stay asleep? And there you have it. The internet's favorite new episode of How Did We Get Here? Starring a MacBook expectation and a Maybach plot twist. One minute it looked like a simple surprise. The next minute it turned into a full-blown social media investigation with memes, theories, and half the internet acting like FBI agents with Wi-Fi. Because let's be honest, only in Chrisean's world can a luxury car gift somehow create more questions than answers. And you already know this story isn't finished yet. With this level of chaos, there's always another twist waiting around the corner. Now we need to hear from you because the comment section is about to turn into a courtroom. Do you think her trophy Bino really surprised her out of pure love? Or was that Maybach a giant cloud-powered chess move for the cameras? Was this a genuine moment? Or the opening scene of a much bigger storyline we haven't seen yet? Because if the internet has proven anything, it's that nothing stays quiet for long. Eventually, somebody goes live, somebody drops receipts, and suddenly the whole story flips upside down. And when that happens, you already know we're going to be right here breaking it down. So go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, because this story is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments, team. That's love, or team, that's a setup. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next time celebrity drama decides to explode at 3 a.m. because around here, we don't just watch the chaos. We analyze it, roast it, and expose it. Welcome to the madness. Welcome to the tea. Welcome to Celeb Insanity. Celeb Insanity.